lets you settle the shakes. He laughs all together now. Lower the compass and heaven awaits. How did it come to this? How to escape the grasp? Level the stakes, you got skin in the game. A body that breaks, built on a frame that holds you, but it's you that holds you back. Level the devil, you know he's a friend. The foot on the pedal on which we depend. He knows you. What are the hazards? What are the gaping holes? What are the chances that we lose control? Told me that half done was only half-hearted. If only you knew when you went alone. If only the right path, it wasn't the hardest. If only this path was a ticket home. If only, if only. End of a century, 100 years. You think that's plenty, now watch it disappear. Is it time you can't get back? Rags to gentry, head of the throne after a century. You found yourself alone. Tell me what's wasted, can't be redeemed. It's all replaced when find what you need. You told me that half done was only half-hearted. If only you knew when you went alone. If only the right path, it wasn't the hardest. If only this path was a ticket home. If only, if only. One note symphony, a mono ensemble. Forge a destiny, a path you stumble down. True as true can be. Rise to victory, head of the throne after a century. You found yourself alone. You and you only. So, with these words, you've come back down, found your breath. And with one look into this heart, to the rest you fall deaf. If only. If only.
Everything that fell through was only making room for you. Everything I thought I knew changed the day that I met you. You took my mind and turned around. You took my hand and claimed me found. You took my feet right off the ground and gave yourself to me. And I know when God made you, He made one of a kind. I know when he made me, he held you in his mind. From the first date I have been falling in love with your beautiful soul. You made my homeless heart forget wandering, 'cause anywhere with you feels like home. I feel I can take on anything with you. The best thing that I've said is I do. I love your passion and your fight, the way you think you're always right, the way you hold my hand in bed and lay a kiss upon my head. Through pillow talk and tears we've cried, neither of us tried to hide our vulnerable and softer side. Our love is purified. From the first date I have been falling in love with your beautiful soul. You made my homeless heart forget wandering, 'cause anywhere with you feels like home. I feel I can take on anything with you. The best thing that I've said is I do. I have conceived a dream that lives inside of us. There's an angel in heaven that will be guiding us. And I know heaven heard my plea. In the shape of you, God has answered me. From the first date I have been falling in love with your beautiful soul. You made my homeless heart forget wandering,
take the silence in my stride. I know it won't seem credible, but I maybe I don't wanna be somewhere. Maybe I don't wanna be left alone. Maybe I don't wanna be somewhere. Maybe I don't wanna be somewhere. Maybe I don't wanna be left alone. Maybe I don't wanna be somewhere. Maybe I don't wanna be somewhere. Maybe I don't wanna be left alone. Maybe I don't wanna be somewhere. Maybe I don't wanna be left
What's the story, everybody? Welcome to deMars Live. Yes, we're back. We're back. We lost you for a couple of days. We did not stream on Saturday. We did not stream on Tuesday. But we are back, guys, and we're back with a bang. Yes, a lot of amazing music is in store for you this evening. As always, some fantastic independent artists, guys. Obviously a lot's been happening in the past, week with the launch of deMars magazine. So obviously that is why we had to take a little bit of a chillax. We've been busy organizing ourselves. We've got a super duper amazing team now of writers and contributors to deMars entertainment as a whole. So it's an amazing situation, I guess, for us all, you know. So if you hadn't checked out deMars magazine yet, definitely would recommend just check it out. There's some amazing artist write-ups in there by the amazing writers of that's Claire Nolan, Paul Archbold, Maximillion Foy, and Rebecca Cappuccini. And of course, you know some of the guys already from the live show. So we're going to have Maximillion Foy on today doing his pick of the week, which, of course, we've got OMONOKO saying hello there. How's it going, guys? And they are one of our picks of the week this week, and you guys are in for a treat. I have played their single multiple times on this show. It's called Arrow, and it's absolutely unbelievable. We all loved it. So if you hadn't checked it out yet, stay tuned. You're going to hear it. Dave Duggan in the house. What's the story, Dave? Welcome. We got Kevin Laurier, our deMartian rock star. Welcome, brother. Glad you could make it in on time, guys. That's great. Welcome, everybody. We've got 9 watching, which is fantastic, guys. I'm absolutely delighted to be back, by the way. It's only been a week, but it feels like it's been longer, really. I'm just so used to doing 3 shows per week. But we're doing a great show today. We've got the awesome Claudiess, who's also known as Claudia Stamenga, who is an Italian singer, and she's traveled the world to find her sound. And we played one of her tunes last week. It was last Thursday, and she had an awesome music video to it. So we're going to be chatting to her, and then first we're going to be chatting to Graham O'Hara, who is a Dublin singer-songwriter who was in numerous different bands, who has turned solo recently. So we're going to chat to him and see the difference, what it's been like for him to be working solo. It'll be interesting to see that contrast. Yeah, the viewership is growing, Kevin. You said it, man. I'm just delighted that the community is growing, and the support is amazing, guys. I'm absolutely loving it. Like it's really, really gone really far. Yeah. What can I say? Fair play to yous. Amazing support for the independent music scene here in Ireland. We should all be proud, you know, how strong and just how amazing all musicians and artists are in this scene. So yeah, it's astounding. So let's just keep going. Claudia, yeah, geez, I don't know. Simon Foley, I'm supposed to be studying, but you roped me in. Looking forward to it. Sorry, Simon, my apologies, man. Listen, if you've got exams tomorrow, you know, you can obviously you can study and then watch it back. Don't worry, the video's not going anywhere. You can always play back. So yeah, I'm gonna play us a bit of music. So all the tunes that I've selected for today, because I haven't given you 2 live shows there in the last week, I thought I'd give you all a big treat. So today I'm going to be playing strictly music that has not been released yet. Yes, exclusive for you guys. All the music, all of the 4 songs that we're playing today, they're going to be released tomorrow. So you guys are going to be one of the first to hear it. And then we're going to do a pre-save raid for each song straight after it finishes. Okay, we're going to give it a shot. It's a new sort of approach, I suppose, and we'll see if it works. So this first bit of music is going to be by ALECKSYY. Right, so we've done a review on ALECKSYY before. We've had ALECKSYY onto the show, and we've played some of his music. So most recently, he has decided to get into lo-fi and chillwave sort of genre. We all know that he's also in an awesome duo band called Fires. So he has released already, I think it was 2 songs under his name, ALECKSYY. So I'll just give you a little bit of a brief about him if you haven't heard of him yet. So he is a multi-instrumentalist songwriter who works in and around the genre of chillwave and lo-fi, inspired by artists such as No Not Now and Sleepy Fish. So this project was created to help ALECKSYY stay chill in times of heightened emotion and chaos. With recent singles such as I'm Trying My Best, which we've played on this show and reviewed on deMars magazine, and Maybe One Day I Can Make You Proud. So this has eventually become a contrasting outlet from his original post-hardcore band Fires. So ALECKSYY has recently collaborated with No Not Now, featuring on the opening track of his EP Mornings. So this song I'm going to play for you, yes, it's released tomorrow, guys, so you're getting a pre-play exclusive. It's called I Struggle With Titles, which, to be honest, I don't think he does, because he's coming up with some great titles there. Very honest, you know, so I really like this approach that he's taken. And he says that it's nothing more than a nostalgic trip down memory lane. Through his latest single, he relives one of the happiest times of his life, where he simply disappeared into the streets of Tokyo. The feeling of being lost and far away was somewhat comforting for him. So I remember I spoke to him during the height of the lockdown back in March. Was it April, actually? And he was still, he was actually I think he was in Hong Kong at the time. And then he ended up coming back here eventually. But yeah, for those of you that don't know ALECKSYY, he is a wonderful dude. Also does the EXO promotions, which I'm sure most of you would be familiar with as well. But yeah, we're going to play an exclusive. So here we go. It's called I Struggle With Song Titles. Enjoy.
「
right, so that was ALECKSYY with his upcoming release, I Struggle with Song Titles. Guys, are you ready? Let's do the raid. Let's do the raid on his Spotify playlist. We got 10 watching, guys. If you're new to this, what we do is we share the pre-save link, and you guys click on the link, and it's very easy to do. You just pre-save the song for him, and you give him some support, give him a little bit of a boost before his launch tomorrow. So yeah, just there's the link there, and let me just load in my I should have prepared for this one, I guess, but here we go. So click on that link that's in the comment section. I was going to say description, but in the comment section there, guys. DistroKid, that's ALECKSYY's pre-save link. Click on that link and say done, guys. It's a bit of crack here. We're doing the pre-save raid. And we're going to do this for everybody. We got Dave Duggan with the done. Nice one, Dave. Cheers for pre-saving that for ALECKSYY. Click that link, guys. It's not a virus. It's a DistroKid link. Pre-save. Give them a bit of a hand. We're going to do this for all 4 of our artists today. Give them some support. Showing independent music. Independent artists. Some support. Click done. Say done in the comment section. Jesus. I guess I need to warm up a little bit before I get into this stuff. There's the link in the comment section. I have to do it as well. Pre-save link is in the comments section, guys. Click on that and give ALECKSYY your support. This is the Musician Pre-Save Raid. Lindsey, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Made it for our first pre-save raid. So click that link, guys. ALECKSYY's going to see that he's gotten some support lately, and he's going to get a nice confidence boost for tomorrow's release. So click on that DistroKid link in the comment section. It's not going to take you anywhere. It's going to open up in a separate window, and you're going to be able to just log in with your Facebook, pre-save that song for him, and it's going to give him some good vibes for tomorrow, guys. Come on, let's do it. Graham O'Hara with the done. Thank you, Graham. Yes, keep going, guys. Woohoo! Connor Fitzpatrick with the done. Well done, brother. All right, we're almost done. All right. Fair play to you guys. Anybody that hasn't gotten a chance yet, you can still click on that link in the comments section. This is a new segment we're doing. Usually we do them on Thursdays to support musicians that are about to release a song tomorrow. Basically, if you're not familiar with the Spotify pre-save, essentially you just get notified when the song comes out. That's all it gets. There's no spam or anything like that. And if you listen to the song, what happens is that the more listens that the artist gets on the Friday, essentially, that's why musicians generally release on a Friday. They increase their chances to get into Spotify playlists and also get recommended as well. So it's a great thing to do for local music or independent artists as well that don't get don't have the finances to hire an expensive PR and all that kind of jazz. So Kevin Laurier with the done and the hello Lindsey. Brilliant, guys. Fair play to you, Graham O'Hara. Welcome to the chat, brother. Looking forward to our conversation today. I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, anybody that has just tuned in, welcome to the stream. And yeah, great to have you. If you're new to the stream, click on that subscribe button and give us an like as well. It does help us move a little bit up in the ladder of videos. So all these little things that you think aren't too important. They actually really do help us a lot. So a like for the video, a subscribe as well, and sure, Jesus, go for the trifecta with the L bell. And like I say, I love you for life if you hit the trifecta. But you'll get notified when we go live. It's usually 3 times a week. And yeah, thanks. Cheers for the recent likes, guys. Much appreciated. That's awesome. That's great. And if you just want to share it around as well, I'm probably pushing my luck here. But yeah, great stuff, guys. All right, so I'm going to play another tune for you. We've got, we're going to have Graham on at 6:30. So I'm going to just keep moseying along with more tunages and more pre-save raids, guys. Yeah, we're just going to pre-save rave. We're going to rave. Maybe I should bring some disco lights or something. Maybe get a little bit more ravey. I don't know. I'm brainstorming here, guys. What do you think? Let me know. So our next bit of music, what do we have going on? We got the wonderful Luke CONCANNON and his upcoming release called Doing Nothing. So Doing Nothing is the brand new single from Ed Sheeran influencer and one half of cult underground folk hip hop act Niz Loppy. Wow, so that's Luke CONCANNON, Ed Sheeran's influencer. There we go, guys. Amazing. There you go. Taken from his upcoming album Ecstatic Bird in the Burning and released on the 2nd of October. That's tomorrow. It's the first of 3 releases between now and January 2021. Each single will be launched at a stream party featuring live performance, guest interviews and conversations. Virtual beers optional. Love the idea. I think that's great. So a little bit about Luke CONCANNON. After experiencing the highs of fame and success as a songwriter in his 20s, the subsequent heartbreak of losing his band and community was tough. He hitchhiked to Palestine, volunteering as a peace worker in the West Bank. After meeting the American classical singer Stephanie Hollenberg on holidays, he followed her to the USA, where they married in 2018. He struggled back to a place of belonging has resulted in a deep understanding of that is the interplay of light and dark that make us whole. Very fascinating story, very interesting story there. And geez, that's a guest I'd love to have on the show. As a matter of fact, I'd love to have a chat with that gentleman. So we have been given the rights, the rights to play his tune, which is releasing tomorrow, called Doing Nothing, and I'm looking forward to hearing this now. Luke CONCANNON, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if I can whip this up. Here we go.
I'm not doing nothing at all, doing nothing at all with my life. I'm watching cage fighting, comedy shorts all night. I'm doing nothing at all, oh, that I'm called to. Not living the life I was born to, 'cause I'm scared of my gift. I'm not doing nothing at all, doing nothing at all with my life. I'm looking up ex-girlfriends with Facebook shining bright, reading about Ed Sheeran, thinking I inspired him. Easier than taking the risk of being as bold as him. Doing nothing at all, oh, that I'm called to. Not living the life I was born to, 'cause I'm scared of my gift. Oh, I'm never going to get anywhere. Oh, I'm never going to sing my song. Oh, I'll call out to my friends, and I'll start to work with them, and I'll get myself back on the road again. Start giving her all what we're called to. Living the life we were born to, sharing our gifts, yeah.
Alright guys, Luke CONCANNON releasing his tune tomorrow, Doing Nothing. I'm gonna send you in the pre-save link. Click that link, give him some support guys for tomorrow, his release day. The link is in the comment section right now. Give us an L done when you're finished. And thanks for your support. Let me know when you're done, guys. Dave Duggan with the done. Lindsey with done. Thank you, Lindsey. What's the story, Rebecca? Welcome. Anna Martins. Anna, what's the crack? Good to see you. Go on, guys. Slap that link. It's in the comment section. We'll take you to the page you can see here. You can pre-save Luke CONCANNON's song, Doing Nothing. Alright. Luke CONCANNON, guys. Paul Archibald with the Dunsky. Cheers, brother. Nice one, guys. The link is just up there if you hadn't clicked it yet. It's just going to take you to the page that I have right in front of me here. And it gives you the option to add to a playlist or add to the library. I don't think you have to do that. Ultimately, you're just pre-saving it and getting them... helping out the song, helping out the artist, get a little bit ahead of the mainstream and signed artists that seem to, you know, they obviously get priority. So this really does help. Connor Fitzpatrick with the done. And Connor, welcome to the stream, guys. Great. Amazing, guys. Welcome, everybody, by the way, who just arrived in. Thanks so much for tuning in this Thursday. We've got some great guests. We've got Claudiess Demenga, and we've got the awesome Graham O'Hara as well, who's going to join us literally in a few minutes. And we're getting all pre-play exclusives today. We've got all pre-saves. They're all WAV files. And yeah, it's just a delight. I thought I'd give you all a treat since we had the 2 days off and just give you all exclusives today. So there's loads of music being released tomorrow. It's crazy. I'm trying to keep up with it all, make sure I'm always updated with all the releases. So of course, guys, if you know anybody that's releasing tunes over the coming weeks, please send them my way. You know, we need to keep track of all these musicians. There's so many releases happening. It's hard to keep track. So yeah, I'm gonna play one more tune for you, and then we're gonna bring on our guest. How about we do that? So this next one is by the awesome KYRO Jones, who are coincidentally joining us this Saturday. So we're gonna have a chat with them. And yeah, so a little bit about KYRO Jones. They're releasing a song tomorrow called Walk With Me, and the band started in 2017, and they say that they've been working tirelessly on the Dublin live circuit, refining their songs and perfecting their unique brand of fast, energetic music. I've seen them live. They're actually fantastic. Group of young lads, young blood, ready to take over the Irish music scene. They've played in notable venues, Workman's, Fibber McGee's. I've seen them in the underground for Brew's gig, and they also star in, of course, Brew's recent music video, New Direction. Sound bunch of lads. Really looking forward to chatting them, I have to say. But yeah, they're releasing a tune tomorrow, so we're all everything's tying in together nicely. Let me see what else it says here. The five boys bring to the stage a whirlwind experience with their raw, untamed melodies, crushing drums, snarling bass lines, and precise, hard-hitting guitar riffs and harmonies. I love whoever writes this stuff. It's amazing. I wish I could write like that. With such a fresh aura and energy like no other, expect to see big things from KYRO Jones. Great write-up, I have to say there, lads. Keep that there. Whoever wrote that, fair play to you. So yeah, brilliant. George says hello, Dav. Great to hear that. George, how's it going, man? Glad you tuned in. Dave Duggan, great bunch of lads. Yes, absolutely. Cool, guys. Yeah, glad you are all tuned in. We got 14 watching. Happy days. This is great. A lot of support happening. That's brilliant. So yeah, let's do it. Let's see where I have it first of all. Do I have that tune? I think it's actually, yeah, they gave me a music video. Let's see if that comes up nicely now, because you can see my recommended, right? Big Tom Hank over there. There we go. And it's called Walk With Me. Let's see if I can get the full. I don't want to cut out any. Actually, no, do you know what? It's not even a. Yeah, it's not a music video, so. Enjoy, guys. Walk With Me. KYRO Jones, and then we're going to pre-save it. Get ready.
My love, don't want you run.
Oh, I don't know if that was meant to stop that soon. Yeah, so KYRO Jones, guys. Yes, with Walk With Me. And look at me, look at this. I've already pre-saved it and everything. So I'm going to share their link into the chat, guys. If you like that tune, I think you should definitely pre-save that. So I'm going to share the link in now. Paul says, great tune, Paul. Glad to hear that, man. And George, I hope you enjoyed that tune. What did you think of it? Let me know what you thought of that, Georgie. Our youngest deMartian supporter. Well, actually, our second youngest, right? So, and our second biggest fan, I have to say. After myself, of course, being my own biggest fan. So I'm going to share this in, let me just see, Walk With Me. Let's see, I got the right one here. So I'm going to put this in here, guys. Same stitch as always. Tell us when it's done. And let's get a little bit of energy going. Let's get a little bit of excitement here. I'm going to do that with a bit of help from some intense music. Unnecessarily intense, of course. So slap that link, guys. Click pre-save. It couldn't be easier. And you're going to help the lads boost up a little bit on that Spotify playlist. And yeah, give them a hand with their release. KYRO Jones. Yes, we got Dave Duggan. Dave's winning. Dave's been first every time. Maybe I should do a competition, guys. This is making me think. Dave Duggan with the done, guys. We got 20 watching. This is our max we've ever had on YouTube. Amazing. Welcome, everybody. Alex, more like KYRO Legends. Lindsey, I'm in full support of the dramatic music. Yes, thank you. Click that link in the comments section, guys, and give KYRO Jones your support. 1 minute remaining. Get that in there, guys, and say done in the comment section when you've got it done. Lindsey with the done. Thank you, Lindsey. Graham O'Hara with the big L Dunzo. Fair play to you, Graham. 21 watching. Absolutely amazing. Keto Max. So many competitions I've lost count to what's happening. Good. Welcome, everybody, to the stream. Don't forget to click that like and subscribe as well. Alright, guys. Few seconds left. Click that link. All right. Whoo. Yeah. All right. Well, that does it. That's the end of our first segment, ladies and gentlemen. Our pre-save exclusives. We had some amazing pre-save exclusive, guys, today. My treat to you because, you know, of course, we took that little bit of a break. So I'm delighted to be back. I really am delighted to be back, guys, with all of you here. So I think we've peaked on the maximum, I think, ever we've had. We just hit 21 watching there at some stage. So I'm absolutely delighted, guys, that people are tuning in. And we've hit our max ever. So I'm so delighted. Fair play to you all for tuning in and supporting the music and musicians that I have here on the show. So if you hadn't hit that like button, guys, slap that like. It does help the video get a little bit further. And hit the subscribe button if you're enjoying it so far, guys. We're doing this 3 times a week. And it's all in support of the independent music scene here in Ireland, guys. So Connor Fitzpatrick with the love heart. John Doyle with the love heart. Justin Salmon. Bring on the Graham. And a big L done from Justin. Justin, you said it. What more else is there to do? Let's bring on our first guest today, guys. Give him a big, warm welcome in the chat. Give him a big round of applause because, of course, we're not here physically together, but digitally. So we have to make use of, I guess, the emojis while we can. So please welcome Graham O'Hara to the show, guys. Give him a big round of applause. Give him some love in the chat. Graham, how are you, brother?
Hello, are you getting on? You well?
Yeah, not doing too bad, man. There we go.
I'm pretty exhausted after that intense music for KYRO Jones.
Yeah, imagine like having to play that music as well. That would definitely wreck you, wouldn't it?
Yeah, leave you exhausted, all right.
Oh, Jesus. How are you keeping, man? First time meeting you, so first of all, pleasure to meet you, man. Thanks for coming on to the show.
Same to you, and thanks for having me.
Absolutely my pleasure, man. I think it was Fluttertown, wasn't it, that directed you my way, and a great bunch of lads over there, I have to say. They're doing some great support for independent music. Are you working with them together, or how did you guys sort of hook up?
Yeah, so I actually met Alina. So her and I used the same producer. So Kevin Brennan with Wayfarm Productions, he produced my first 2 tracks and Alina's last few tracks. So
Brilliant.
I'm very new to this whole social media, getting the track out, making it look pretty, making it sound good stuff. Just the whole music thing.
Yeah.
But he said, look, Alina can look after a lot of that stuff, and through her, Fluttertone became involved, and now I'm here. So
amazing. Isn't it great when you don't have to worry about all that finicky businessy side of stuff?
Yeah, exactly. Just someone else does it.
Yeah, someone else does it for you, and it's a lot of weight off your shoulder, especially someone that has the experience, because it could take so long to sort of go through all of these little procedures and tactics and things like that, and the social media and digital stuff is always ever changing, right, as well. So you don't know which platform is the best and what software or whatever it is to use anymore. So yeah, that's I'm delighted for you, man. So you've released 2 songs already this year. How was that experience for you, releasing 2 songs, which is obviously the first 2 tunes for you as a solo artist, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so I mean, great. Like, just the first one is a real sense of just getting it like out there. Just the relief of it. You know what I mean? The second one is a bit of expectation now. It's kind of like, oh, here we go. This got to follow it up, because the first one I got such a great response from friends and family mainly, and people I didn't know before just kind of popping in saying, hey, heard your song and I like it. And you're like, okay, there's something here. And the second one comes out and it's like, there's a bit of, as I said, a bit of expectation. So it's been nice to do that. It's just been great to work on it too. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Your first one was released, was it during the lockdown? Yeah. So
fantastic timing. Like,
moving on to, especially starting a new project. Now, I've definitely spoken to musicians as well on the show that have just started a project, let's say, decided to, start, and then all of a sudden lockdown. When did you transition from being in, I noticed that you've been in multiple different bands before solo. When did you transition into solo officially?
Officially, I'd say 2015. So a long time ago.
Okay.
So yeah, I'd say, like, quickly going through the bands. So I was in a band in like 2009 to about 2012. We were called the Satellite Generals. A lot of fun, kind of like coming out of college, going into college, coming out of school. And it's one of those ones that I guess evolved into a band. Okay. That kind of situation where I think we were a glorified cover band for a long time, and then someone goes, hey, I got this little idea for a song, and then it became more about that. So I really enjoyed that. But I think my interaction with that band and my experience with that band was very much like layering on parts of songs that were written, and I didn't really get involved at that songwriting level from the get-go, and I kind of learned to come in at some point. And that's the thing with a band as well, you kind of feel your way around. We had a key songwriter, and I was kind of always aware of what he was kind of trying to do. And so when I brought it in, we had to kind of readjust as a band to, well, here's my introduction. People have to kind of like new roles, I guess, when someone else is bringing in a song, which is great. It's kind of, you're learning to work with people in that regard.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing, especially like it is an amazing lesson to be able to work as a team and be able to sort of approach people as egoless as possible, and sort of identify when there is an ego sort of behavior happening either within ourselves or with other, which is, it's totally fine, because it's normal, right? We want to express ourselves and want to have a part of ourselves sort of presented within the project. Did you find that sort of a bit of frustration at times as well? Like, was that kind of something that you sort of said, oh, I think I'll need to sort of break out and then do my own thing?
There was definitely the frustrations. So with Satellite Generals, I think it was a great experience. We kind of fizzled out, I guess, kind of going through college and different things like that. The next band I got involved with, I had very much more of a core writing part, and I really, really was enjoying that. But I think there were just central tensions with the way creative differences, I think, is the politest term that people usually generally use.
I love that term.
That,
I love that term.
It's great, yeah, because everyone knows what you mean.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, ooh, there's a story behind that. But yeah, like I really enjoyed it, and like my best friends are still from the second band I had, Amberfly, after the Satellite Generals. It's just from a creative point, it just wasn't working, and I think mine might be the constant in those two situations with the it not working out. But look, after it all, I just went, look, there's a very definite kind of music I want to make. And as I said, it was 2015, I decided that. I've just been ticking away. And I think it's funny, I was listening to that CONCANNON song you were playing a minute ago. And that's the guy from Nislopi, right? The JCB song?
Let me check my notes.
Sorry, yeah. The voice and everything, I think that...
Is it? The JCB song?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Wait,
I'm 90% sure. I should have Googled it myself. See, I have my notes here as well.
Yeah, it is. You're right. Oh my god, why didn't
Yeah.
I mention? I have so much written on them though. I have like an A4 page. So I was like, okay, I'll just rush through it. But you're
It's
totally
amazing you're
right.
able to compile that, like it
Yeah.
without mentioning it, because that was such a huge song. And then
Yeah.
I don't know, this is the next I've heard of him. So, but
Oh
it's
my
funny,
God.
his songs about kind of regret. From what I got from it was sort of maybe a bit of regret of kind of not doing much more. He's looking at Ed Sheeran, who he's inspired, who's gone on to be Ed Sheeran. And it's a weird sense. And I was starting to feel a lot of that, man. Like the 5 years went by because there was a lot of me doing nothing, saying, "Oh yeah, I'm working on something." And next thing,
Is it perfection?
3
Do you
years.
reckon? Is it what do you think that barrier is?
yeah, I think perfection is one part of it, but then when you look a bit deeper, it's a lot of fear as well. I mean, the first band I was in as a lead guitarist, and I was happily just over on one side of the stage playing the bits and not really having much responsibility. Did a bit of vocal work in the next band, and that was a kind of a big step. And now it's a kind of like, you're it. This is you. It's that very naked feeling people talk about of the few times I performed in the last few years. I'm kind of just, there's no fallback. I can't be the lead guitarist anymore, and sort of, the singer's going to take care of the talking and stuff. It's you're it. And so, and I thrive off that when I do get up there and do it. It's just the kind of like, oh God, here we go again. Before you go and do it, it's like it's not a thing I'm used to. So yeah, that's it. It's a little bit of fear and wasting time, I guess, but I picked a great time, as I said, to get over that and throw it out, just when everyone has to stay indoors all the time.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's a lot to say within that regard, of what we're talking about. One thing is that, the stepping stone system, everybody kind of comes to their own self in their own time, right? And has their own procedures, and that's suitable for their, own development, right? Whether it is to sort of get over one's own fear or to step into a more sort of comfort within themselves, right? So I totally get that as well. I would see myself, follow that similar sort of path where I felt like I wasted so much of my 20s, like I'm only 31. It's not like I'm fucking, massive rush or anything, although the mind
Glad you
can.
said that.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but I did feel like I did, and I started off as a musician, as a drummer, primarily, and then I started moving into slowly started doing promotion and stuff like that when I realized it was hard for me as an independent band, without the proper tools to sort of get attention of promoters in Dublin, right? But anyway, I just stayed stagnant, I just started running one gig a week, and then but I didn't really develop on it, and I was just kind of enjoying it too much, just like as in enjoying sort of not really progressing, and it was due to lack of confidence. Like I was afraid to go onto the mic and present. Then I started doing something shit. I was going like red, like some of the guys that might have known me back then, where I just get so embarrassed, and I restricted myself. And it was only literally this pandemic that I started doing stuff in front of the camera and slowly started doing selfie videos for Instagram stories, going, "Hey, what's up? I'm released," and I released my very first song like in March, and that was the first time I actually really started to do like videos where I'm actually talking to people on the internet without writing. Do you know what I mean? Which is a massive leap, as you know yourself, from just typing to thing. So I understand that progression. It took me a while, and it was a stepping stone. There was stepping stones along the way.
I think one of the things that really kind of let me know, I was writing a lot of songs. Like I've a pretty good output of ideas, and then, as you know, these things just take a while to kind of get to the final piece. But I started writing songs that really felt like they were mine. They weren't, a kind of a contorted version of my favorite band. And I started going, there's a lot to be said with these. And I guess it just came to a point where I was like, just get up off your arse and do it, man. There's so little time on the grand scheme of things to be wasting, to just sitting at home playing to whoever will listen at home. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just get them out there. So yeah, I'm glad you did that as well. It sounds like, we're in the same boat. So yeah, two guys having a pretty similar path there, I guess.
Yeah, it's nice. Like that. This is why I love having conversations with artists, because there is a lot of similarities I find, in different parts of I meet some musicians that are even ahead, what I would see as ahead. Do you know what I mean? Or I would see on my level, or where I find myself, because we like to compare generally. We don't. It's not like we like to.
Everyone does it.
Yeah, just as in like, you know, oh, I wonder, like, because I have nothing else to compare to, right, other than myself, and not in a competition way or a degrading sense or anything like that. It's, I guess maybe it's a comfort thing or something like that, and just say, oh, okay, well, there I am, you know, or whatever, in between this all, or maybe we need to gauge ourselves sometimes and say, where are we at, you know? But it's interesting because you get a massive different sort of variation between artists, but ultimately what they're doing is expressing themselves, you know, and that's what it is trying to get around to how to express oneself, how to accept oneself's own expression without the fear of other people's judgment. And it's a challenging barrier, you know, it really is. That's why I like doing this, because it's like, well, as well, I want to be able to spread, you know, sort of the good vibes, because I know how fucking, you know, challenging it can bloody be, you know, especially in an industry that's you know, severely underfunded, and, you know, we can get into all this madness, you know what I mean, and underappreciated. Although the appreciation was quite felt, I think, by, you know, by people, you know, not necessarily institutions, but by people, how much they've appreciated independent music by watching live streams and stuff. Have you done live streams yourself? Have you gotten into any of that stuff, or?
No, not yet. It's kind of the next breaking ground, I guess. Like, I wasn't even doing gigs before lockdown. I had kind of aspirations to get into that, and I guess that's an easy excuse now. The live gigs could have come earlier, but yeah, man, I seeing gigs starting up now, and there's the Irish Music Week next week. Is it next week or the week after?
Yeah, October. Yeah, mid-October, isn't it? Really, yeah, 10th.
Yeah,
10th or
I mean,
yeah.
that's a great sign. You know, there's some great bands in there as well, like Inside a Wave and CMAD as well, and people like them. And it's like, right, it's starting again. Who knows? It could be not back. I don't know. Like, none of us know with the pandemic, but like, I'm excited to see it starting again, and look, throw my hat in the ring and see in what way I can get involved in whatever capacity, you know. Yeah,
amazing. Do you have like a stockpile of original songs now from over the years accumulated, or?
A good few, yeah.
I had a feeling. Yeah. How many do you think you have?
I did a list the other day. There was well into the 20s of ones I'd be kind of like looking to put out.
Amazing.
And at the moment, it's kind of like, you know, there's different moods as well. So I'm trying to figure out, I guess, what way to approach it with, you know, acoustically kind of more upbeat ones as well. So yeah, there's a good few there. Like my brother had his first kid nearly 2 years ago, and next week, and that changed. I just started getting this whole joy, like this kind of like, I don't want to say from a distance, because I was, you know, you're very involved as the uncle, but like this whole new appreciation for life and stuff like that, and seeing how it's changed his life and just the whole family, just everything changed when Alfie came along, and songs are coming out of that and stuff, and they're just so different and so happy and upbeat, as opposed to the morose stuff I was putting out in my mid-20s about how dull life is, because it felt cool to write that way, you know what I mean?
Would you feel like, would you include still some of the older stuff in your live set, do you reckon, or is that something that you see as a past, or how does it work for you?
Yeah, well, it's funny, like the song I released the other week, or last week, a week ago today actually, that took about 3 years to come together, because it was a delicate song. Do you know when you got like an idea and you don't quite know what it's about, but you can feel it, and you don't want to push it, you don't want to force it. So I was trying to do that, and I kept sending the versions to a friend of mine, and he felt it too, let's put it that way, but he was like, you know, let's keep working on that. He kept on texting, how's that song coming on? And it just took different meanings over time. So, you know, I know what you're trying to say, but like, you know, you've got something when you were younger, and then maybe you outgrow, but I think you just become, it's like that expression, no man stands in the same river twice, because he's a different man when he comes back, and it's a different river. It's like there's, you know, you're watching a movie and you see different things. So I think you write a song when you're 25, and you come back when you're 30 and you go, this means a whole different thing to me now, because I've had that 5 years experience, and this doesn't matter anymore, but this really matters now. So
well,
I definitely keep them in the,
you can still keep them in the list. Yeah. And you would keep them still, you would play them again, right? Live ultimately. Yeah,
definitely.
you would. Yeah, no, it's interesting, because I sometimes, like, I don't know how I would feel. Like, for me, it's not, you know, I'm not really consider myself, like, I don't put energy into songwriting, you know. So for me, I would wonder, like, you know, I'd write something in a certain headspace, and it is, I guess, about kind of accepting that, isn't it? Then, like, that, I was in that headspace back then, and I have to be able to accept that part of me that was, you know, or perhaps is still somewhere within me, but I have accepted it, that it has almost lost its power over me.
Yeah. I've one song I wrote when I was furious about something, and it's a banger. it's I show people, and it's so immature. And funny enough, it's about a breakup. And my girlfriend now loves it. But it's just a rocking song, you know what I mean? And I recorded it there recently, and it's at a high level demo now. But I don't feel that way anymore about that situation or anything. But you know, it's kind of, I remember how I felt, and it's fun to be that kind of like pathetically angry at something, because you know, you feel it so fully at the time. So it's kind of like a little vacation back into that moment.
Yeah, you were so, one is so like absorbed by that emotion that you're laughing, you know, when you're thinking about it, because you're like, oh my god, I was in that situation. That's so hilarious. It's like catching ourselves out, isn't it? In a way, like.
It's a ridiculous song in some ways, but I enjoy listening to it because it does remind me of that situation. It's just, I just get a lot of energy from it, really. And so that's it. You know, it becomes something different over time.
So when you were recording, were you using session musicians, or what musicians were playing for the tracks? So just to clarify, so your most recent track was If Only, so that's for people viewing, by the way. So Graham has 2 tracks on Spotify at the moment, right? Is that correct to say? If Only and Unless I Say, which was your debut release. So tell us a little bit about sort of the recording process for those.
Yeah, so If Only, I think a lot of it was recorded in lockdown, and so I did a sort of high-level demo, and then sent it off to Robert Kennedy, who's a session drummer in Ireland. He actually plays with Gavin James and Isaac Butler and a good few. So very highly regarded. He had a big write-up in Hot Press, big glowing write-up. So
amazing. Kind
of felt privileged to get him, you know. But he was fantastic to deal with, and you know, I sent him my notes for this is how the feel and whatnot, and he comes back with a few versions and whatnot, and you're like, Jesus, he's playing this a different way. I got to re-record over this now. It's everything's just, you know, escalating. It's great. And when we finally got a good composite of his drum track, re-recorded a few parts, I got my friend Neil Fitzpatrick, who was in a previous band, Amberfly. So Neil lives in Denmark. He and I very good buddies, and chat all the time about music. So he knows exactly what I'd be looking for. He did the bass for it and smashed it. So Rob did the drums, Neil did the bass, and then I did the rest with Kevin Brennan in his studio in Dublin. So, you know, lockdown permitting and social distancing permitting, very easy when, you know, a lot of the guys are just sending you files over the internet.
Yeah, it's great now we can just do that, right? And so sorry. So who did the mixing and the sort of that?
So Kevin did the producing and the mixing.
Kevin did producing and mixing, amazing. Yeah, that's great. So that's for both tracks, is it, or for?
Yeah, for both tracks.
Brilliant.
Unless I Say it was recorded a while before, and it was. I think it was sitting around for a while, and Unless I Say, there's, you know, the line, it's do or don't do, and that really stood out as the kind of track to put out first. You know, given everything we've talked about sitting on your hands and not doing much, I felt this is the statement song. You know what I mean?
Brilliant, great introduction to yourself. Yeah, absolutely. Are you releasing any other track? I know you only released something last week, so I guess we're still talking about If Only, of course. But is there a plan to kind of put them into an EP together or an album or anything like that?
Yeah, there's songs coming, and whether they form an EP or not, I'm not sure. I've got this kind of funny view of, you know, the way we consume music now is we're past the days of tapes and things being banded together, and, you know, this is a collection, sometimes maybe for the sake of it. So, you know, I think just to build an audience, I just wanted to get something out there for the start. If it talks about getting an EP together, you know, maybe just singles for now is the way to go.
Brilliant. Yeah, Connor Fitz is asking what influences Graham's new music.
Good question. Yeah, so the main If Only was I think about hitting the perfect comparison is that you know, I think it's the Robert Frost poem, The Two Paths Meeting the Yellow Wood. It's that kind of like having tough decisions to make and wishing for the power of hindsight. I think it's just about kind of, you know, we always wish we knew the full details of everything, but there's a bit of regret involved with the statement "if only," and I think that's ultimately what it's about, is kind of saying, you know, you do have to make tough choices and live with the consequences sometimes. So Yeah, that applies to many specific influences throughout my life, but I think everyone's kind of felt that same situation.
Connor's also asking, are you releasing any new music soon?
Tell him you'll be the first to know.
You'll be the first. Oh, he heard you there. So yeah, there you go. If anybody else actually has any other questions for Graham, you're more than welcome to throw them into the chat there. Graham, did we discuss if you're performing a song for us today or not? I can't remember if I asked. Are you up for doing one song for us?
Absolutely, yeah, of course.
Deadly. That's great.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I mentioned it or not, so I was kind of expecting no, but that's great.
I'm not prepared.
Yeah, I'm totally not prepared. Yeah. You hit the guitar well. I couldn't see it in the shot. Guys, by the way, I am here obviously with Graham O'Hara. You can find his stuff on Spotify. I'm going to obviously... Actually, do you know what I'll do right now is I'm just going to share the link to... What's the best place? Because I know you don't seem to use your Facebook too much. Do you prefer Instagram or where do you prefer people to kind of find you mostly? Or is it Facebook now you want to pull them towards?
Instagram is usually the one, and Twitter mainly now. So
great. Yeah.
As I said, still feeling out the social media things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's all good. Well, you got someone to help you out with that now, so you don't have to worry about it too much. I guess it's so hard to do it on all the bloody social medias, different formats as well for each one.
Too many, yeah.
So
you need to consolidate them into one.
Yeah, that's exactly it. What else was I going to say to you? Yeah, guys, by the way, there is a Zoom link in the description of the video. Yeah, some of you guys might not be familiar with this. I'm a bit all over the shop with making sure you guys are okay as well at home watching us. So you can actually click on that Zoom link and you can actually sit in the audience while Graham is playing. I'm going to just... I don't know, Graham, you probably can't see this because it's all on the stream. It's all added in after in post production here from the deMars team, aka it's just my right hand doing it all. So we're sitting in a bar here with the awesome Graham O'Hara on stage, guys. Yeah, you can sit with me right here amongst these chairs in the Zoom call. So yeah, you can click the link and I can bring you in here. So Graham, I'm going to give you the stage. You can do whatever you want with it, brother. Take it away.
Right. So I'm going to play the single we've just been talking about, If Only. Here we go. Level the devil with a shopping, take a breath that lets you settle the shakes he likes. All together now. Lower the compass and heaven awaits. How did it come to this? How to escape the grasp? Level the stakes, you got skin in the game. A body that breaks built on a frame that holds you, but it's you that holds you back. Level the devil, you know he's a friend. The foot on the pedal on which we depend, he knows you. What are the hazards? What are the gaping holes? What are the chances that we lose control? You told me that half done was only half-hearted. If only you knew when you went alone. If only the right path, it wasn't the hardest. If only this path was a ticket home. If only, if only. End of a century, 100 G's. You think that's plenty now? Watch it disappear. It's a time you can't get back. Rags to gentry, head of the throne. After a century, you found yourself alone. Tell me what's wasted. Can't be redeemed. Oh, it's all replaced when you find what you need. You told me that half done was only half. Path, it wasn't the hardest. If only this path was a ticket home. If only, if only. One note symphony, a mono ensemble, forge your destiny, a path you stumble down. True as true can be. Rags of gentry, head of the throne, after a century, you found yourself alone. You and you only. If only. So, with these words, you've come back down and found your breath. And with one look into this heart, to the rest you fall down.
Awesome. I usually have a fake round of applause, but I didn't bring up the software in time, so I was like, okay, we'll leave it. I muted you by accident. We had Connor Fitzpatrick coming into the thing, and I was meant to mute him, and I mute you, and I'm like, oh my god, I hope he sees it. And luckily you did, and just pressed unmute. But we're still working out the Zoom stuff. Thanks so much for playing that. That must be fun, doing a little bit of a performance in front of people.
Yeah, it's nice. I was at a wedding a few weeks ago. Fortunately, we got a wedding in during lockdown, and the bride and groom asked me to play that, so it was nice to debut it to a real crowd. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, no, it's great to play live and play your own music and stuff. So
of course you need that, interaction, that energy. Obviously, is the one of the main things that sort of makes people perform live. It's like you need that human connection, so it is quite lacking in these kind of circumstances. It's but it's great that you've got, how was it, like a 50 capacity? Was it now they only do 50 people, is it, or at a wedding or something like that?
50 people, yeah. So 50 more than we playing to otherwise. So, but the wedding was great though.
That's amazing. I'm kind of thinking like maybe, because now I think it's like, I don't know if weddings are still 50 capacity. I don't know what's happened now recently, but I was like, oh, maybe I should just pretend fake weddings, just do fake wedding gigs, you know?
People get married for worse reasons.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Amazing. Graham, listen, thanks so much for coming on to the show. Pleasure to meet you, first of all, and it's nice having a chat and connecting and sort of finding a middle ground as well amongst us. It's nice when that happens, isn't it?
Definitely. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, my absolute pleasure. Is there anything else you'd like to sort of say, or anything you'd like to guide to the people watching? We've got 16 people viewing, and there'll be people watching afterwards, just so they kind of know what to sort of, where to find you and whatnot.
Yeah, look, just give the song a follow on Spotify and listen to if you can, and follow me on Instagram, is where I mainly hang out, but I might spread my wings to different social media platforms. That'd be the least I could ask for. So
amazing. Well, you're working with good people as well at Fluttertone, so you've got some great people helping you out. So I know them firsthand. So you're definitely in good hands, brother. Listen, I look forward to seeing you around in the independent music scene, brother. Absolute pleasure meeting you, and have a great weekend.
You too, mate. Thank you very much.
See you later, brother. Bye bye.
Good luck. Bye bye.
All right, guys. So that was Graham O'Hara. We got a lovely little performance out of him there as well. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for enjoying that chat, guys, and thanks for interacting as well, and for some of those questions. So fair play to you. Connor, yeah, sorry, couldn't get you into the was trying to get you into the Zoom, and ended up muting the main man himself by accident. So some new things I'm always adding to the show, and always something has to happen a little bit strange, but we recovered from that one very well. So that was our first guest, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. We're going to be joined by the wonderful Claudiess very, very shortly, but before then, we're going to do our pick of the week.
Cats, 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 cats. It's the pick of the week.
I was born the indescribable son of a belly full of bullets and the son of a gun. I was raised up.
Good afternoon, deMars maniacs, and welcome back to my humble abode. This is yet another edition of Pick of the Week with me, Maximillion Foy, and this week I got some interesting bits and pieces for you. So I got a band and I got a podcast, so strap yourself in, because we about to hit this full on. So a few weeks ago I chatted to you guys about Lipton Village and their amazing new single Disco, which is available to check out now if you haven't done already, by the way. Go to their Spotify, their Bandcamp and just get that song, it's so good. And Lipton Village identify themselves as a genre fluid band, like a band not being confined to any one genre and just making whatever suits their mood. And that's an interesting concept. And the more I think about it, most of the best bands of all time can fit that bill. They've refused to be tied down to a genre and the results have been downright spectacular, and their albums have been in effect a patchwork quilt of each individual member's passions and tastes, and the records swing wildly from one mood to another. Like News of the World by Queen would be a great example of this phenomenon. Rock, pop, flamenco, and even ragtime fills out the running order of that album. So I thought I'd follow up the Lipton Village article by introducing you guys to another band who are completely unabashed by the limitations of genre and have in the process created a sound that is all their own while reminding us of songs and styles that we all know and love from times gone by and coming up with something completely new. So this is four-piece Northern Irish group OMONOKO. So the first interesting thing about OMONOKO is that they essentially reverse engineered their band, which is amazing. Like, they were all living in different parts of the world, they all came together and they all started recording their debut EP immediately on figuring out that they had a wonderful musical chemistry, and that was Animals in 2017. So first of all, wow, well done guys. So when they do end up in the same country at the same time, the guys get to work immediately on their second EP called Wild Hearts. Now Wild Hearts is a remarkable record because they recorded it all in bedroom sessions, put it all together and put it out there into the world, and it sounds fantastic. It sounds amazingly well put together. The sound that they give to us on that record is very cohesive in the fact that it can't really be pinned down, if that makes any sense. You have flavours of, let's say, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Bruce Springsteen, The Killers, The Waterboys. It's all underpinned with R&B drums, with hip-hop beats. It straight out rocks at times. It's just an interesting sound. It's a really, really interesting record to listen to. Now that we've established that this is a band that's not afraid to experiment, I'm going to cut right to the chase and say that this band absolutely feckin' rocks. Mr. Kozak every so often will throw me over some music so I can listen to some new things, get some ideas for this little show. And since he introduced me to these guys, I've absolutely fallen in love with them. They're a wonderful band. They've got some wonderful songs. Their Spotify is filled with bangers. And their latest single, Arrow, which was released in May of 2020, is such a good song. It reminds me of all my favourite bands, the Gaslight Anthem, the Replacement. It's straight up rocks. Great guitar driven rock song. So please check it out. I cannot imagine these guys being a secret for very long. They're so good that they just have to take off eventually. So be on the train before it leaves the station, so to speak. Go on to their Bandcamp, which is omonoko.bandcamp.com, and check them out. Give them a follow because they're wonderful. I'm actually going to admit a failing of my journalistic skills right now. I did some digging and I couldn't find the person who did their wonderful artwork. Some of their singles, the artwork is absolutely breathtaking. So not only are they a wonderful band to listen to, their artwork and their visual presentation is top notch. So please check them out.
Settled in, not quite. I'm burning from the inside out now, and like an arrow I'll be wavering through to a plane that's filled with cold light. So tell me how you feel, boy. Are you trying? Tell me, what do you feel inside? Burn the hand. Oceana, set me Christian. I know that soon I'll find a way. So tell me how you feel, boy. Are you trying? Tell me, what do you feel inside? Burn the hand. Oceana, save me from myself and spare the drama that echoes in me. I don't care what the people say, they never understood me anyway. Oceana, save me from myself. I don't care what the people say, they never understood me anyway. Oceana, save me from myself.
Welcome back to part 2 of my pick of the week for this week. That was the amazing OMONOKO. And for the second half of the show this week, I'm going to do something a little bit different, and I'm going to indulge myself because I wanted to fill you guys in on something that happened to me this week, and I still can't believe that it happened. And it's all thanks to the fabulous glamazons of the Friends of Dorothy podcast. So for those of you who don't know of the Friends of Dorothy podcast, it's an LGBTQ plus podcast, which is hosted by Candy Warhol and Kiki St. Clair. They're two amazing drag queens. Candy is one half of Comedy Central's Dragony Ants and has spent the last decade doing amazing shows and providing amazing content up and down the country. Kiki St. Clair is the highlight of Galway nightlife. She runs Club Gas and is a fantastic entertainer and performer as well. So the two girls have come together to make a podcast where they take Hollywood actresses, they take musicians, they take geek culture icons, and they bring them onto their amazing show and they interview them. And it's so much fun. You should so check it out. It's Friends of Dorothy Pod on Instagram. Go and have a look. There's a wealth of amazing content there for you to dig your teeth into. So once you have checked out the Friends of Dorothy podcast, the first thing you will notice is that the production values are through the roof. It's an unbelievable production. Everything from the sound engineering to the editing to the caliber of guests that the girls have on the show is amazing. And fierce credit goes to Candy Warhol for that, because I suppose during this lockdown we've all been stuck inside. Some of us have put our time to better use than to others. Well, nobody has put their time to better use than Candy Warhol, and it shows through in the quality of the show. Okay, so this is the story. As many of you guys will know, when you're doing a production of this caliber on your own, sometimes you're only human, you need to outsource. Sometimes you take on too much for one person to be able to do in such a small amount of time. So that's where I come in. Candy kind of outsources to me when there's extra editing to be done or extra production or anything I can help with. I've known Candy for years. It's always a pleasure to work with her. So on this particular evening, I get the call that wonderful co-host Kiki St. Clair's internet connection is dodgy and the Candy might need a little bit of help with the interview with tonight's guest. Fine, I'm a professional, I've done this sort of stuff before. She then proceeds to tell me that the guest is none other than music legend and queer icon Peaches. And I proceed to freak the fuck out. So basically the reason why I freaked out was Peaches is my absolute hero, my absolute icon. Maximillion Foy, the hip-hop show that I do, the weird performance art stuff, it's all basically a plagiarized male version of Peaches. I just think the world of her. I've been a fan for near on 20 years, and to be a part of an interview where she talks about the 20-year anniversary of the Teachers of Peaches album, which is an album that completely changed my life musically, it was such an honour, and I cannot communicate to you how grateful I am to Candy and Kiki for having me on board. It'll go down as one of the best moments of my entire life, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that. And the conversation was just amazing. It was just such a great conversation. It was so lovely. And, well, to be fair, I'll say it was mainly a conversation between Candy and Peaches, because I was absolutely terrified. So I think I got like 4 questions in over the course of the whole thing. But you know what? It's worth it. They say you should never meet your heroes. You'll only be disappointed. Well, that's a load of bull, because Peaches couldn't have been nicer. Like, she'd been doing a socially distant concert over in some part of Berlin where she lived. So she was wrecked, but she was still so lovely. And we talked for nearly 45 minutes about her career, you know, being a feminist in a male-driven industry. We talked about her activism. We talked about her art exhibition, and it was just so good. So again, I just want to stress that I'm so grateful to Kiki and Candy for having me on board. And in return, I'm going to plug the fuck out of their amazing podcast. It really is absolutely top class. If you want to head on over there and check it out, there's something for everybody. They've interviewed superstars like Rose McGowan. They've had Sandra Bernhard, icons. We've had ALECKSYY. If you're into the drag race, they've had Peppermint. They've had Alaska Thunderfuck. They've had just some amazing guests. The girls are so funny as well. They preface the show with a little situation, a little bit of sketch comedy, and they've just so much personality, and it's so funny. So please check out the wonderful Friends of Dorothy podcast. It's on Spotify, it's on Apple Podcasts, it's on all of the major ones. They're on Instagram at Friends of Dorothy Pod, and they have their own website, friendsofdorothypod.com. So check them out, please. Well, that's another pick of the week in the bag. God, these are flying through, aren't they? Well, another pick of the week in the bag. Thanks so much for listening to me again. Warble on. My name is Maximillion Foy, podcasting host and musical madman extraordinaire. Please go and check out the amazing OMONOKO. Please go check out the Friends of Dorothy podcast. I'm going to leave you right now, but I'm going to do something incredibly cheeky, and Kozak is probably going to kill, because we're talking about Peaches. I'm going to go in the Wayback Machine and bring you to a gig that we did down in Cork in a band that I was in called Felch at the Summer Solstice Festival a few years ago. And this is a mashup that we used to close the show out. So basically it's Smells Like Teen Spirit, Fuck the Pain Away by Peaches, Jungle Love by Morris Day and the Time, and Spice Up Your Life with the Spice Girls. How's that sound? Sound good, yeah? Alright, thanks a lot. Bye bye, Maximillion Foy out. This song is called Fucks Like Teen Bunkers. And take it away! Check out my first CD on its
Maximillion Foy, everybody, with his picks of the week, and he never ceases to surprise us here on deMars Entertainment, so absolutely amazing. Well done, Maximillion. Thanks very much, Colin, for bringing us another bit of something different to the show, and for doing a great piece on OMONOKO, and obviously Friends of Dorothy as well, the podcast that he is working on as well. Brilliant stuff. Love the bit of nostalgia on the video there. If you guys don't know, of course, Maximillion Foy, also known as Colin Foy, is a performer, and we actually met at the Crystal Skull sessions back in Chennai. In Chennai back a good few years ago, actually. Well, actually, did we? Actually, no, we met in the check-in days, which was probably a bit longer than what I'm thinking. But excellent performer, and good to see him performing there. So, guys, picks of the week. Hope you've enjoyed that. And we're back obviously next week with our next picks of the week. We've got a pick for the weekend with Rebecca Cappuccini as well on Saturday, of course. Looking forward to that. And we're going to find out tomorrow, I guess, who our pick for the weekend is. Looking forward to that one. KYRO Jones on the weekend as well as our guests. And I can't remember who the next guest is, or who the guest is on the weekend now, the other guest. But it'll come to me eventually. But our next guest, guys, is Claudia Stamenga, also known as Claudiess. Who is an Italian-born singer who traveled the world seeking for different musical styles, some of which ended up in the Dominican Republic and London and, of course, Dublin, so where we met as well. Just looking at the comments here, Graham O'Hara, Catarl, and A unmutes you to Zoom. Okay, very good. Did not know that. Alex saying Max is such a legend. Absolutely. OMONOKO. Cheers, OMONOKO. Glad you tuned in, guys. Good to see you. And Dave Duggan, haha, lol, I wonder. Future Fears on the 10th. Yes, they're on the 10th. So that's next week. Also, big shout out to our recent subs. So John Doyle, OMONOKO, for subscribing to us. Aoife Timmins as well. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, please click that subscribe button, slap the bell button as well. Love you for life. I don't know if that's going to be a phrase that I'm always going to keep saying, but I'm liking it so far. We're also going to be, after Claudia as well, we're going to do our last bit of music by Greg Clifford as well, and we're going to raid his Facebook page, just to give you a heads up. But amazing, we hit our peak at 21 watchers, which is unbelievable, guys. We've never had that many people watching, which is crazy. It's crazy. So I almost got emotional there that, like, oh wow, we're actually, we're actually making an impact. Andy, love you for life. Also, much appreciated, Andy. Really appreciate it. Loving the love back. Cool. So let's welcome Claudia to the deMars Live. Keep forgetting my round of applause, guys. I hope you can survive without it. Hello. Just turn off me, and then we're good to go.
Hit it. Can you hear me well?
Absolutely perfect. How are you keeping?
I'm very good, actually. In Dominican Republic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I am in Dominican Republic.
That's amazing. So what time is it there?
It's 2:30 right now.
Okay. So it's not...
But it's 5 hours before you.
5 hours. Okay. So it's like East Coast, right? Kind of time.
Yes.
Essentially. So same time as New York and stuff.
Yeah.
Amazing. So... That's interesting because you have a connection. Well, okay. Well, first of all, let me begin with, it's great to see you again. It's been a while.
The pleasure is mine. Thank you very much to invite me and to make this happen.
Yeah, no worries.
So
it's my pleasure. We met last April 2019. Rockstar Karaoke did a great job you were permanently embedded in the Rockstar Karaoke commercial, which I really appreciated. That was a lot of fun. I have to say,
it was amazing.
Yeah, great people, great vibe. We met some wonderful people there. And then I saw you again at the Crystal Skull sessions as well, which was, I think, end of the year maybe, or was it? Yeah, it must have been end of the year, I think. So great to see you doing great, by the way, because I only noticed as of late, like you released a fantastic music video that reached big success. What was it, like 70,000 views or something like that?
Yeah, the last one was almost 70K, yeah.
Amazing. And I have to say, like, because we played it last week, it's so refreshing to hear music like that, because it's not very common in the Irish music scene, of course, you know what I mean? mean, and it obviously comes from your travels. So I'll quickly just say to the guys, so obviously you've traveled to London, you're born in Italy. Yeah.
I was born in Italy, and I started to sing when I was young, and I was in Italy. So I was, trying to figure out what was going to be my style, my thing, So yeah, but I wasn't fixing with the Italian style. I mean, I was looking for something else, something that could be more me.
You didn't like the what's the Italian style like?
Not in the sense, not in the style, but more in the language.
Okay.
Not because I don't like Italian, but I really think that English can be more sounding and has very good sounds that can very fix with music, especially.
Okay, interesting. And of course, like more mainstream, right, as well? Was that kind of something that you were thinking too? Like to go more beyond sort of the small, if you're singing in Italian.
Exactly, absolutely. Yeah. Of course, that maybe it's the second part, because even though I'm not English or native English, so everybody can hear for that. But yeah, of course, if you want to front or to be on another spot, another level, you need to do something else in another way, not in a common one. So I start to go around and see what's the story.
Yeah.
And so
so where did you go first? Where did it begin?
Well, I was first in the Dominican Republic, honestly, where I completely figured out that singing was going to be my stuff. Because I came here 6 years ago. And when I came to Dublin, it was after 4 years to stay here in the Dominican Republic. Okay. And also here, they speak Spanish. So it's like, okay, it's another thing, but still it's not mine. It's like, okay, I can speak Spanish very well. I can sing Spanish very well too, but it was missing something, even though I loved the rhythm that they have. So, something more Latin, the Latin jazz that they do here, it's amazing, but still was missing something more.
What brought you to Dominican Republic? What made you decide that?
Well, first of all, my parents are here in Dominican Republic. They have 2 restaurants, Italian restaurants. So basically that was the first thing. Okay. Then I came here because I was looking for myself. Amazing. Searching for my way. Because after a very hard breakup, I was like, okay, now what I'm going to do with my life.
And do you have... do you have like a connection, like a bloodline to Dominican culture, or is it just your parents living? Are your parents Dominican Republican or are they Italian? Sorry, oops.
They are Italian, but they came here 8 years ago.
Interesting.
So they came here before me, before my brothers too, and they start their own business, and we are separated. So it was like everyone is going to figure out what is going to be your own path, And I have to say that they are supporting me and my siblings too so much in everything we are doing. And then I just came here because I was looking for something else, so something different, something that could wake up me and tell me you can do that or you can do this, to give me options. And it's here that I decided my career, that my stuff was going to be to sing.
Amazing.
And or the singing part.
6 years ago.
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Even though I always been singing, but I started to think about singing like a career, an actual business, just 5 years ago when I came here.
What prevented you from thinking it as a career before the 5 years? And what did you do before?
Many things. Many things. First of all, I wasn't believing too much in myself. That's the first thing, honestly. And honestly, that is the message in a kind of way that I want to give to the world. That you need to believe in yourself. Because if you're not going to understand who you are, you can't find out your own way. So that's the first thing. And then I have to say too that I don't really believe in what is the system in Italy for what is the music.
Okay.
It's too much close. So, and as I want to experimenting, do different things and see how it goes, it was a bit tight for me and my brothers too. So I was like, okay, I need to see what's the story
elsewhere.
outside, you know? Yeah.
What's the music scene like in Dominican Republic? Like, what's the
Dominican Republic, there is a
accessibility?
lot of urban style.
Okay.
So there is trap, reggaeton, dembow, all these Latin waves. That's the main thing. Even though here you can find an amazing Latin jazz, the first that I mentioned before, and there is a combination of American style with the Latin one.
It's like a Shakira kind of the American style mixed with Latin. Would that be closest?
More or less, yes. Or
Okay.
J-Lo.
Or J-Lo.
Lopez.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
Yeah, more or less that one. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I see you following the J-Lo kind of path, like especially with your. Is that? Can I say that? Is that kind of your huge inspiration?
Everybody's saying me that, but honestly, I wasn't thinking about it. But
it's subconscious thing,
everybody's saying
but
me
it's
that,
amazing because like.
and thank you.
Because the music video is wonderful, like, and but so like it's very romantic, right? So that's in your sort of. Is that just you, or is it as well the Dominican Republican sort of influence? Because I know that Latin cultures, obviously my wife being Latin as well, Latina, from Brazil, very romantic and loving and sexy people. Is that because, I don't know, is Italy like that, or is it more Dominican Republican influence? I'd be wondering.
Well, the south of Italy is a kind of, and I have to say that here I can find some way of things that can be similar, but it's completely different.
Okay.
In the open minded sometimes, and in the culture, it's completely different. But it's good to see other cultures and to decide what you can bring with you of everything, you know, because everything can teach you something else and teach you a little part of yourself. So everything can help to grow yourself. And so, it's more, but it's more Dominican.
It's more Dominican.
Or at least Latin, yeah.
It's more Latin.
Because it's a soft reggaeton, or here they call it Zumba. This a kind of dancing style too.
So Zumba is a dance, right, as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very sensual kind of dance, right?
Exactly, that is. And that was the very hard part for the video.
Oh, yeah, okay. Did you have to learn?
I'm not
that?
a dancer.
Okay.
I really love to do that, but I'm not a dancer. And the poor guy who was dancing with me was like, okay, you can do that, you can do that, you can do that.
And he was a professional, was he? Was he a professional dancer?
Yeah,
right.
He's actually a teacher here.
Amazing. And what, did you just ask him, here, do you want to be in my music video? Or like?
Yeah, I asked him if he wanted to help me, because before that song, Side by Side, I launched another one, and he said, I wish to know why. And this one too reached the 50K. So I was like, okay, I'm going to ask him, because I'm getting results by the videos. So, you know, it's like, I can give you a kind of exposure. So maybe you can help me. And it was like, yeah, okay, no worries. I can help you. And we did it.
You had leverage. You had leverage. People were watching it, so you were like, okay, we can do it. So it's interesting. And have you checked like what countries are watching the video? Where are they from? Have you checked like who's interested?
Fortunately, I have to say, it's all around the world.
Great.
The bigger part is here in the Dominican Republic, but in Dublin there are lots of people too.
Great.
In London there are lots of people too, and in some of them in the United States. Well, when I decided to launch my career, I decided to, to make connection, and those are very helping me a lot to, reach some strategic points, and maybe at some time I can, boom, or at least I hope so.
Absolutely. Well,
you need to be patient and focus on what you are going to do.
Absolutely.
And I'm very lucky because I'm not alone in that. So this project is made by 6 songs, and we are going to launch another one at the end of this month. And I'm not alone because I am with my brother and my sister. So they are helping me to make the song, realizing the song, with the production of the song,
Amazing.
The videos. And so, it's different when you are just by yourself, or you have some strong person that's more basically it's my family. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, you have this strong part that it's helping me a lot in everything. So I can say that I'm not alone, and all my successes are thanks to them too. So
You've started the family business, a new family business outside of the restaurant.
a different one.
Yeah.
Yes,
So they play.
completely. There is not.
There's no similarity.
No,
Now, but
at all.
they can play your music in the restaurants, though, right?
Yeah, of course.
So they can play your music there because it's a restaurant business. Your parents have, yeah? Is it? It is two restaurants that they own. In Dominican.
Pizzeria and Italian restaurants.
Of
so,
course, it's
yeah.
a pizzeria. What else would it be? Yeah,
Exactly.
from Italy. No, it's
Well,
amazing.
Pizza and pasta, and then
Pizza
what else?
pasta.
Okay.
No, it's great. It's very interesting. And so okay. So Dominican Republic, you're back there now. You were in Ireland for what? 2 years, or in Dublin for a year? Almost 2 years.
In Dublin, it was almost 1 year and a half.
1 year and a half. And how was that experience for you? Because I met you at the beginning where you didn't really know anybody, and then how was your experience then from that moment onwards with connecting with people?
Well,
And
the
what's your
experience in Dublin, I have to be honest, was amazing because Dublin, it's I don't know the how can I explain that, but I really think that people in Dublin love music, love arts in all the ways. And when you are trying to do something that is coming from your heart, Dubliners are just seeing that, and it's amazing. I am never going to forget the experience that I have basking in Dublin. And it's something that I really recommend to everybody to do, because you need to be prepared with yourself and with your own energies and emotions, because it's going to be so high in vibration, in positivity. And of course, you are fronting yourself, first of all, because it's not the same when you're on stage. So, it's like, your spot, what are you doing, why you're doing that. And when you're out in the street basking, it's like, okay, how I can do that? It's like you need to call the attention of the people that are going away, passing by. But at the end, you realize that everybody is listening to you, and everybody is not going away from you without saying hello or smiling on you. And it's an amazing experience. And I really think that that experience can really explain how people in Dublin are.
Very approachable and friendly, and they give you your time, and
they are all.
Yeah, and the industry as well is lovely.
A singer, a country singer, rock country singer. It is Sina Thiel. I don't know if you know her. She is German from origins, but she is in Dublin since I didn't remember, maybe 5 years or something like that. And she helped me a lot in what it was the industry, in the music industry in Dublin. And she brought me with her in many events, awards. She was singing there, so I could see the traditional part of the Irish music too. And so I will always thank her for this amazing experience. And then you, of course, you are a big part of my experience in Dublin, because with you I could know many people that are doing arts, not only music, but art in 360 degrees way.
Filming,
so,
photography as well, right? So people that are
exactly.
parts of the artist industry. So is it
theater too? So yeah.
Is it Sina? What's the girl's name? Sina Thiel or something?
Sina Thiel, yeah.
So I flippin' have her recently on Facebook. She is getting like loads of views. She's doing live videos, very popular.
every day. I think at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock.
Yes.
In her Facebook page.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so funny, because it's only recently that I've actually connected with her, as in just came across her page. I think it was recommended or something like that. But she's getting huge amounts of people on her live stream. She's doing great. And her
presence on the social media is amazing. And I really think everybody should have her her like an example, because
absolutely.
it's like, okay, it's the only thing that right now we can do. It's be on the stage of the social media. So
How are you finding
you
it?
do that
How are you
more.
how are you
more.
finding that social media thing now? Because obviously, you know, it's more live videos and stuff. Yeah. I mean, do you enjoy it, or are you just like, oh, I want somebody else to do this for me? Because I know my last guest hired a PR company to help him with that stuff, Graham. So how do you feel about it? Like, do you feel like that it's necessary for you, like, because some people like it. I don't know. Like, people are weird. I mean, I like it. I think I'm maybe weird. I like to do a little bit of that. Maybe I'm just used to it.
I have a strange relationship with that thing because I know that is essential today. It's something that you need, like an artist, or you need if you want to be out there, because it's the easier way to do that right now. Because you can meet too many people right now outside your home, and it's like, okay, I have my phone here and I can do everything in every moment, and I don't need anything else because I can sing a cappella and it's okay. Of course, if you want to do something in the next level, as as you said, of the guy before me, you said, so he's hiring something to help him with that. I think it's a good call, because if you want to be in the next level, you need something more professional in that way.
Now you're naturally,
you can recreate a kind of environment around you that can help you with that. And right now I'm just doing like I'm busking, you know, so I have my own PA. It's not connected with the phone or with the laptop. It's everything live, and it's okay right now. But I really think that I'm going to do something else with that, because I'm seeing that my audience is growing up not only in Dominican Republic but all around the world, or at least in a couple of strategic points. So I need to do something that is more professional in that way.
I definitely see, like, from your definitely your YouTube videos, how far they've been able to. Have they traveled organically? Were you organically, or did you have to use Google Ads to kind of help boost in?
Yeah, I use Google Ads.
But it's great because you still had amazing. So once you have great content out, which you did, so that's the great thing, isn't it? Once you know you have great, then it's worth to push it, give it a little bit of an extra nudge, right? And then you can get a huge thing. It's not worth, you know, medium content or whatever.
Honestly, by themselves, the two videos had 2K views by themselves. So it's a lot.
Yeah.
If you are starting, you know.
It's worth putting on something into that to give it that extra.
Exactly.
Yeah, amazing.
Exactly.
No, I'm always curious.
And then we are making an inversion of that. So it's like, it's our job. So we need to people to know me, to see me, and know that I'm a singer, that I'm an artist, and a professional one, you know. So
so I came across one of your videos, and it's you were promoting like positivity and like sort of like, you know, this kind of go-getter attitude. Is that something that you want to get into as well, like help people in that kind of regard, and use your own experience, I guess, right, to help others? Tell us a little bit about that. That's a great thing to be doing.
Everybody's asking me why you want to be a singer, or everybody's asking you what do you want to do like a singer. I mean, do you have any boy, any girl? And always says, I want to be famous. And they say, okay, but why? Because of course everybody say, okay, I want to be famous because I want to be like J-Lo. Okay, no, it's not that. It's everything connected with my own experience, in the sense that, as I said before, I really think that I really need to give a message to people all around the world in general, for women especially, because sometimes, you know, we are the weak part, because we are too much emotional sometimes, so we lost in our thoughts too easily. And so I just want to remember everybody that if you really want something, you just need to be focused on that. But you need to know yourself in all the aspects, because you have the weak point and the stronger one. So you need to use the stronger one to make stronger the weak one, and use that like, I'm like you. And as I said, or did something, you can do too. So that's basically
It's great.
the message
That's
in
great
an
you're
easy
doing
way.
that. Yeah, no, it's amazing, and it's nice because you're connecting people to this idea, and you're also kind of building a community online too, which is powerful, right? So of course you want to be an influencer, like as in not in the kind of like shallow influencer the way we know now, but like an one with depth, where you genuinely want to, you know, spread a positive message to people because you've seen it influence you, which is amazing. And
exactly, that's the point, because especially in this period, it is very tough for everybody. There is no one that is not affected by that. And we really need people to give to the world some positivity and high vibes. And so I'm doing that singing, first of all. And then if I can spend some words like I'm doing with you, I'm happy to do that too. And it's great and it's very good. People are listening. People are waking up. And it's amazing. Because everybody can do a lot for themselves first and then for the others. So
absolutely, yeah, no, it's great. Fair play to you. Yeah, guys. By the way, I'm with.
Thank you very much to ask.
Yeah, no worries. No, it's this is the thing. It's fascinating because I always try to find a middle ground with people as well, and I guess try to go into a little bit of a depth, like about sort of a person's own sort of thoughts and virtues and philosophy and you know, their own kind of not we don't need to go into too much depth, but I guess it's just the principle, I guess, you know, of what a person believes and stuff. But I noticed that anyway, and it was kind of interesting. I was like, oh, that's really cool, you know. For me as well, I'm trying to do this with this platform as well, is to kind of spread good vibes and make people feel good and just get into these kind of conversations, because of course it is a ridiculous time.
It's the only thing we have to have conversation and to talk with people and say something to them.
Absolutely.
And that's it.
Yeah. So anybody watching, if you guys have any questions for Claudia, you know, you're more than welcome to ask them. And Dave Duggan is actually, you know, Dave Duggan.
I do.
You do know him, right?
I do.
Okay,
I do
you weren't. Were you sure? I don't know if you were sure at the start. So he's asking, what's the name of the next single that's coming up? Should we let him know, or will we wait?
The next single.
You don't have to say it. Don't worry.
I really think it's okay. Let me find the word in English. Oh God, it's like a challenge. As for the music, for the words, for the message, and because all my songs are going through a path. So every song, it's pretty much different from the first one and go on till arriving at the end of the sixth one. And this one is going to be a challenge for me, for us that are producing this song. The title is Blah, Blah, Blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Amazing. And so you're releasing 6. You've released how many? 2 songs?
2.
Okay, so you're saying each is different from another. Are we going to get a music video for each one?
Yeah.
I think you have to, right? So, and each theme is different. Is it a progression? Is the theme a progression for representing your life, or what is it? Something like that?
Yes, in a sense. It's representing my life. It's representing my career. It's representing me as an artist, and me in the growing, and to make a sense, to give a sense, a reason for the change, let's say like that, of my own style. Because when I met you, actually, I said to you that I was singing jazz. So it's like, okay, why am I always singing reggaeton? There is no sense. There is no connection with them. So what I'm trying to do with my siblings too, is to combine my vintage part with the modern one and doing that with music.
Amazing.
So every song is different for that reason. And you will clearly see in every song that they are going to have different rhythm, a different character too. So every song has a different character, first of all.
That's great.
For everything, for the meaning, for the lyrics, the rhythm, the music, and everything is combining together to have a sense at the end of the album, EP, whatever.
yeah, amazing. Like what Dave said, a concept, kind of a concept.
Yeah, exactly.
EP.
It's like I'm going to have more strength and more, how can I say, not be more sure and secure about myself because I am already. But it's like, okay, I'm going step by step by step by step, and I'm trying to bring all people with me in that path because I really want people to see my path clearly, to see it.
Do you think
from the
that,
start.
have you thought about as well, because it's a great thing to do, because like for me, if I was, let's say, a singer, or you know, I don't know, if I was on, let's say, a journey of creating a series of different songs, I would struggle to figure out what genre I wanted to play, because I love so many different genres. Also, I play drums as well, so for me, I like different genres on the drum kit versus what I like to sing, or what suit me as a person, let's say, or my voice even, and things like that. So it's a great way to also see kind of, maybe after you do the 6 songs, do you think possibly as well you might settle on a genre? Do you think this is a possibility after, like, I know we're talking future, but let's say, or do you always want to have that variety of jazz to modern? Do you think you'll always have that? I know it's hard to kind of, have you thought about it even? Maybe you, I don't know.
Okay, I will answer to the question with you will see.
Okay, great.
Because everything has its own reason to be. And in this project that I have with my brother and sister, it's exactly that one.
Okay.
So you will see.
Amazing. No, great. I'm looking forward to it.
And left everything in suspense.
Brilliant. No, that's absolutely perfect. So do you want to do a performance for us today?
Well, I would love to sing for you Side by Side. It's my last song.
Brilliant. Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to put you on the stage. I don't know if you've seen it before, but we put you on
Oh my God, what is that?
We put you on a stage. Anybody is welcome to come into the Zoom chat as well. And basically what happens, I don't know if can you see us on the screen? Do you have it on your phone or something?
I just see you.
Oh yeah, because you have it on Zoom. But you can have, for example, see on YouTube, because you had the video open earlier. I don't know. No, it's okay. You don't need to anyway. We have you on a stage anyway. You'll see it afterwards.
Okay,
And,
I will.
You'll know what I mean.
Curious. I really will.
Amazing. So I'm going to let you have the stage, and you're going to play your most recent song, right?
Yep.
Your most recent
I'm going to sing Side by Side for you.
Side by Side. Amazing. Fantastic. I'm going to get my round of applause ready as well. You'll see what I mean. Okay, yes.
Tell me when I'm ready.
Yeah, ready to go when you are. Take it away.
All right, perfect. I would have bet that I would never get you back. But then one day, I saw you again. I know the way, looking at me, I feel I know. You never left me. I see you keep passing by side. I think you smell like something nice. And now you know we can no longer deny. I talk to me, believe what I say. I love you too. Let the first time. The conversation is mine. Now it seems to be the same. was a matter of time. One kiss. If you know our future life, it's you and me. This always meant to be.
Woohoo! Guys,
So much.
give your round of applause to Claudia in the chat. That was her live rendition of Side by Side. Claudia, that's amazing. Like, thanks so much for doing that performance for us here.
Thank you very much to let me do that.
Yeah, no worries. It's great fun. Enrica Stamenga, that's a relation to you?
My sister.
That's your sister giving you
She's
the...
the lyricist. So
You're joking me, really?
Yeah.
So
No.
she's giving you the love heart smiley there.
Yeah, she's the one that is writing all my songs.
Amazing. I mean, they're so catchy.
she's my soul, I can say that.
It's so handy having siblings, isn't it? For that kind of because you're obviously have a tight bond, and you can generally trust them more. You know, family, blood is thicker than water.
Sure. That's for sure.
So it's handy having that, right?
Well, I will say we always have been very, very close. All three. It's me, my sister, and my brother. But at one point, we decided to do something together in everything. So it's like, okay, we are already a family. We already trust each other. We already have some points in common. And why to not do something that can bring us together in our next level? And so.
Absolutely.
Why not?
Anna Martins as well, giving the round of applause. Anna, glad you tuned
Each
in.
one of us has a talent, and I really think that with music, the three of us can express himself in that. So let's do that. Why not?
Yeah, no, that's
we are
amazing.
trying our best in that.
What do you think? Do you think you'll stay in Dominican Republic? What's your kind of... I know it's hard to decide now, obviously, because we're all in quarantine.
Honestly, the idea was to come here and make the production of our songs, because I have here some friends that are helping me with all the production, with my siblings that, you know, in connection with Zoom calls, all of this stuff. So we came here together. At the beginning of all this stuff was February, and the idea was to stay here a couple of months to make the production, and then to see what was going to be our best next step, you know. And right now they are back in Dublin.
Okay.
So yeah, you can meet them if you want. And because of course the situation is not easy at all, and we stayed here basically for the 6 months without working, and it was like, okay, we are going to wait and see what happens, and the situation is going to be very long. So as I am starting to do some interviews here too in radios and TVs, so I decided to stay here because I have already these doors open, and they are back in Dublin to find out if it's better for us for me to stay here or come back to Dublin, or they are coming back here, or decide together where is our next step.
And
so
what do they
the idea
do?
is to stay together, and then let's see where is best for is the best for us.
What do they do as well? Do they have their own like kind of full-time sort of passions or anything, or are they just are you actually all... It's all for Claudiess Stamenga.
Well, our passion is music right now. Yeah,
all together is,
I can say that.
music. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah,
No, that's
definitely.
great. No, it's just
Well, my
fantastic.
sister has the passion to write, of course, and she is very good because she knows. I don't know how. That's why I'm saying that it's a talent of hers, because I know how to express things, but I don't know how to express things in a so good way that sounds so good. It sounds so short
and structured.
but
Yeah,
great, you know. And because I am the girl of the many words, saying a lot of stuff.
I never
and so
noticed.
you know.
I'm only joking.
So, yeah.
So
I needed some logic thing and stuff in my,
Some-
in my art confusion.
so I love the way you say that. But it's great. So you are this like mess of words and creativity, and then your sister comes along and sweeps it all up and just takes it in and puts it into
Basically,
places.
it is. And
Okay.
the good thing is that the three of us has different ideas, concepts, music styles, and taste and everything. And we are basically trying to combine everything together. And we are seeing that the things are working good together.
And what does
we believe in that so much that we are not going to give up on that.
what does your brother do again? What's his kind of
Well, my brother is the one doing the beats and working on the production stuff.
Okay,
So it's
okay.
the backstage. Yeah.
Brilliant.
And so it's basically my brother gives the idea, of the harmonies, of melodies, and then my sister and me together are trying to figure out what can be a nice topic. And then I talk to my sister, what is my idea? And we have a discussion about it to find, a central way. And then she's trying to do her best with the words. And honestly, she's doing an amazing job.
No, it's amazing. Sorry, because I didn't understand. I completely I didn't click that. Yeah, your brother's doing the production now, and then your sister's writing the songs, which is amazing. And then so. One last thing, so we're going to finish up the conversation. We unfortunately have time limits, and
No,
I know. You're the last guest, so we could talk about it. Right. So there's so many questions. It's just very interesting because I don't get to talk to people like yourself, that are in this position. I think it's really interesting. So since you started kind of getting into singing, as you say, and treat it as a career, but you're saying you were singing all your life. Was your sister and your brother, did they have that same feeling like you? Were they holding themselves back? Was your sister waiting for the right opportunity to write songs, or was your brother waiting the right opportunity to produce? And was it different timings? How does it work? How did it work?
It's like I can describe that we found each other in the same point.
Amazing.
We had 3 different lives till 3 years ago, more or less. And 3 years ago, we started to have the same problems with our partners. Different, but the same situation with our jobs. It was like, okay, we don't know what to do. Every one of us was passing by the same thing, having a different lifestyle or life or whatever. My sister was in Dublin. Me and my brother were here in Dominican Republic, and I was the first one on leave Dominican Republic because I needed something else. I just decided, okay, I'm singing because I was just a singer. I was just working, singing in the hotels and resorts here. It's very easy to find your job like that.
Amazing.
And okay, I was singing. I was doing what I like to do for all my life, but I was like, okay, I need something else. I need to do something to go on and to go on the next level. So I decided to leave. And I came to Dublin, where my sister was. And after a couple of months, my brother came with us. And he was like, I have an idea.
Right. And then everybody just kind of said, we're on the same page.
It was like, you have an idea, but I had that idea for all my life. And my sister was like, she always wanted to write about something, but I don't want to write about something specific. Why I have to be specific on one thing when I can write about everything, And why not to do that on songs?
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Yeah, no, that's
she was a little bit skeptic at the beginning, but then the words for her came out just like that. So it's like, okay, I can do that.
So it all worked, and the three of you rose together then, and that's
we are giving strength each other, and I love it. It's like we are through that together, and we are going to have it together. So.
Amazing. No, it's a beautiful story. That's great. You guys have to set up your own production company, official company and everything. Stamenga and Co. or the Stamenga sisters and brother.
But we do have already a name. It's Bro Music.
Oh,
of course.
Bro Music.
Bro Music.
Amazing. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I gotta check that out. All right. Do you have a separate Facebook page?
Yeah, we're working on it.
Okay, it's still working on it. Okay, great. Claudia, listen, pleasure reconnecting with you, touching base with you, seeing how you're doing. Thanks so much for coming onto the show. Keep me posted when the new stuff comes out, and I'll play it on the show anytime. Sure. And we have the magazine as well, so we're going to get you on there as well at some stage. Enjoy your stay in Dominican Republic. Let us know when you're back in Ireland as well. There's a lot of people obviously that
when I will
want to see you and stuff like that. Do you want to close off with anything before I let you go? Is there anything like with regard to where people can find your music, all that kind of stuff, all the good stuff?
Well, of course, everybody can follow me on socials. So in Facebook, it's Claudiess, and Instagram, Claudiess Official. YouTube, it's Claudiess. So you can just go click and find out more. On YouTube, you can find all the official videos of the songs and some other material. And of course, if you want to know more about me, just contact me. I will be more than happy to to connect with everybody, because that's my goal.
That's your goal. Amazing. Well, you're doing great, and great to see you doing great, Claudia.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate everything you're doing to promote it and supporting music. It's very, very important, especially right now, because without events and without it, it's a little bit difficult, but together we can do that.
Brilliant.
So, thank you so much.
Spoken like a true leader. Look at that. That's amazing. Claudia, listen, best of luck. If there's anything I can do for you, just keep in touch, and we'd love to all help you. Even Dave there giving you
the same here, my dear, and thank you so much.
Take it easy. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Guys, Claudiess Stamenga, also known as Claudiess. And I'm going to share her information in the description of this video as well after the video ends. Thanks so much for tuning in, and for anybody that's hung on and hung around for our second guest, our final guest today. Her music can be found on YouTube. She has 2 music videos out, as she mentioned. There's 4 more coming, so check her out on Facebook, Claudiess, Claudiess on Facebook, which obviously you'll get all the information there, guys. Listen, what a great couple of chats today. Really enjoyed that. It's just really, I'm just happy to be, it feels like it's been a while, even though it's only been a week, but it's just really nice to connect with some artists and musicians. So cheers for tuning in, guys. Really enjoyed this episode today. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to do our last exclusive pre-play, which is by the wonderful the wonderful Greg Clifford. Yeah, I think the tiredness is hitting me. And pre-play exclusive. He's releasing his track tomorrow, and it's called Alone. Okay, guys. Well, that's our last bit of music today, and that concludes our show. That was the wonderful Greg Clifford, who's releasing his track tomorrow called Alone. We had some amazing guests. We had the awesome Graham O'Hara, and then we had the awesome Claudiess. Some great chats, some great connections here today, guys. Some lovely independent music and artists. Thanks so much for tuning in, and thanks so much for anybody that is still tuned in here. I know we're down to 6 watching now. So I would ask of you for the very last bit to give the wonderful Greg Clifford some of your support. You just want to hop onto his page and give his Facebook. He doesn't have a Spotify playlist, pretty safe. So if you want to hop on to his social network, if you hadn't given him a like yet, slap him. Why am I opening my Power Director? I don't want that. Slap him an L like. There's his profile. So, you know, he'll notice a couple of extra likes on his page. It's going to be really nice, especially for him releasing some tunes tomorrow. So, give him some good vibes. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I'm delighted to be back doing this for you. And back again on Saturday with some guests. We're back with KYRO Jones. And, yeah, I can't remember my other guests. Jeez, I'm horrible. I can't believe I shouldn't even be saying that, probably. It's probably a little bit rude, I don't know. But I cannot remember my second guest on Saturday. It'll come to me. We've got 2 guests already booked, I think, for next Thursday as well. And then we got Dave Duggan from Future Fears on the following on Saturday afterwards. So Dave is going to be on the show finally. This is going to be fun. I can't wait for this part. I can't wait for Dave to come on. It's going to be great. Good crack. So listen, guys. Yeah, slap Greg a like there on Facebook. I'm sure most of you have already. Thanks for staying tuned in, and thanks for anybody that has watched it back over again, of course. Don't forget to tune in on Saturday. And yeah, am I forgetting anything? I think that's everything. We seem to have flown through the show once again. We're getting very efficient. So yeah, big shout out to you all. Thanks for all the likings of the video and all the new subscribers that have joined in. If you are up for joining the Subscribe Star as well, all the information is in the video description on how to become a subscriber and a contributor. I already popped up a video for anybody that is on the Subscribe Star. You have an exclusive interview with Crown the King, which is a Phoenix FM exclusive, so that's not going to be out until Monday, so you guys get to see that interview right now for anybody that's part of our Subscribe Star. And yeah, I think that does it, guys. I think that's the end. I'll leave it there. Thanks so much. Love yous and leave yous. Have a great end to your week. Have an even better weekend. And we'll tune in with you on, or tune in with me, and I'll tune in with you, however you want to see it, on Saturday at 6 p.m. And also, don't forget to check out the deMars magazine. We're updating it. We've got a couple of articles out today, and tomorrow we're going to have a few more articles for you. So, good night. Stay classy. Take it easy, guys. Much love.